Hi guys, welcome back to my monthly newsletter and also Happy New Year. I can't believe that it's already 2020. 2019 felt like such a short year. The year went by so fast, to me at least. And I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what's happened in 2019. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my month in December and some things that I'm going to be excited for as we have stepped into this new decade in 2020. And December, man, where do I begin? It was such a crazy month. Actually, since November, all the way up till the break that I got in December for the holidays, it was a jam packed couple of months, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty stressful time. We had three schools overlapping. I was pretty stretched to my capacity, and there were moments where I was really asking God, like, God, I need your presence, I need your grace, I really need perspective. There were moments where I really just wanted to like quit. But I found myself tapping into God's strength and into his presence, even short times that I would get, even on a 10-minute car ride. I just cry out to the Lord and ask for strength and grace, and the ways that he would just bring like intervention with his presence was just it was just remarkable, and I'm so grateful for the ways that he stretched me during that time, because I was very challenged, but it was a very good month to grow. And obviously there's so much there's a lot of things to do right before the holidays, right before the break, right before just kind of our campus shuts down for like a holiday break every year, and so there was definitely a lot to do. But I'm glad that I was able to spend time at home with my family and friends and my partners, and I got to meet with them and just had time to connect and to update on what's going on in my life and in missions and in ministry. So you guys know the people that I met with, and all my partners and friends and family like that. So love you guys. But yeah, I think 2019 ended really well, and I think it's just a overall symbolic picture of my year of 2019. When I think about it and when I like reflect on my year, I can't really help but think that this year was such a gift to me from God. And just going back and looking at some memorable moments that I had throughout this year, God met me with his faithfulness. He broke in every single time with his faithfulness and his goodness, and there wasn't a moment that I could that I can point out where he didn't meet me, where that he didn't come in with his grace or his presence. And I'm super duper grateful for my friends and community and church for supporting me and partnering with me, and really helping me throughout the moments that I wanted to quit or throw in the towel. So yeah, I'm really grateful for all of them. And I think also specifically in this last month of December, some really memorable times that I got to experience was meeting with my group of kind of like our revival group, where we talk about what is revival and awakening, and we meet with our kind of like our grandpa figure mentor and his wife, and we were just able to continue to meet like that. We also got to spend time with our returning DTS who just came back from the field. They graduated and they're back home. Another thing that was memorable for me was also spending time with friends and family, as well as having a staff retreat with our whole campus. So that happened right before our Christmas break, and that was really relaxing, really necessary for us to have as a family. we feel like as a missions group and as a ministry, we've been kind of fighting hard throughout this year and really working towards the Great Commission, working to advance the gospel. And so just to have a couple of days just to focus and spend time with one another and to enjoy one another in the holidays, that was really, really fun. But I guess the most memorable thing that happened in the month of December is the story about Gabriella. And so if you guys saw my last update, I've been meeting with her every week, and she's someone I disciple. I met her just at a local university campus here in Kansas City, and we've been meeting every single week and doing Bible study and all that stuff, and her really getting like revelation from God and speaking about Jesus. She has just had this hunger to know Jesus. And there was one week in particular, I was asking and praying God, okay, God, like, what do I do this week with Gabriella? And he was leading me to basically like lead her to surrender. So I was like, okay. And so I prayed through it, and we met that week, and I kind of explained to her, like, this is what surrender means. This is like what you're getting into, not just a fake religion, and it's not just like me trying to convert you to something, but it's really about a real reality and real relationship with Jesus. And so she was understanding it. She wanted to take some time to think about it. And so I gave her some questions to pray through and how to hear God's voice. And she texted me later that week, and she said, like, yeah, I heard from God, like I had a conversation with him, and he's leading me to get baptized. And I was like, oh, really? Like, wow, it's amazing. You know exactly like what that is. You know what that means. And she knows what it means because we would study about baptism when Jesus got baptized in Mark chapter 1. We would talk about it, and we would talk about the symbolism, what it means, why Jesus got baptized and all that stuff. And she just explained, like, yeah, you know, I've been getting so blessed by God and his love for me. I want to do this to like confess my love for him. And I was just so excited, and so just so happy that she would want to make a public confession declaring her faith before others, her faith, like proclaiming it to Jesus Christ and giving her life to surrender to God. And so we met probably later that week, and we baptized her. I got to go into her school's public pool, and I got to baptize her right there in her pool with a couple of my friends witnessing. And then she also brought her dad and her sister along, and they were able to hear more about what she's been going through. And they're not really like, they don't go to church or anything, but they're just so open to how she's visibly changed as she's been reading the Bible and talking about Jesus and getting to know him in deep relationship. And so that was probably my favorite memory of 2019, but also just even the last month of 2019. It was just like the cherry on top to end this year. And man, I just want to talk a little bit more about some other memorable moments of 2019 where I just can't help but be grateful to God for what he did this year and why it was such a huge gift to me. Just even thinking back to the summer, how I really deeply encountered God again in my trip that I went to, if you guys remember, in Kona. Just got to spend a short trip seeking God for fresh revival and faith in my heart. And I was just coming out of a rough place where I wasn't really just walking in faith anymore, and I just had a lot of unbelief and a lot of doubt in my heart, and it felt like I was just dull and compromised in a lot of ways. And God just really revived my heart and brought me back to life and encountered me so deeply, which I really believe that that moment just set me up into a trajectory for how things are now and how things will continue to be as I sustain this breakthrough of life that he's given me. And I want to continue to carry that. I want to look back 10 years from now and remember like that was the moment that God really shook me and met me in my innermost being. And so that was one of my favorite moments also of 2019. And some more favorite memories is just coming back from that trip and really walking out what God gave me and sharing about just the deepening of my faith during that time and how he really just woke up dreams inside of my heart that have been dormant, that have never even been woken up before, and sharing with my friends here and seeing them receive that faith and believing for that in their life as well. And also out of that, actually, I got to meet Gabriella because I had this burden in his heart to go out to evangelize. And that's how I met her. That's how I met her, and just walking down the street in the campus. And so none of that would have happened if I didn't ask God to deeply encounter me in my trip in Kona. And so I'm super grateful that that happened to me in 2019. And some things that I'm looking forward to in 2020, I really want to have a confidence with where I'm at and with where God is leading me next year or this year. I want to really be intentional about that. So I want to have like a clarity, whether I am to stay in Kansas City or whether I am to go. No matter what transition looks like, I will still be in missions and I'll still be doing ministry. My physical location might change, it might not. I'm still not 100% sure, but I know that I will continue to serve God in missions and in ministry by doing discipleship and training and equipping. And so, yeah, I'm just wanting to vocalize that, to be clear with that. And so there's a lot more that I want to believe for and be excited for and to anticipate. Cool things are coming up in the summer and in the fall that I believe are going to be significant as well, like the Send. I talked about that, I think, a couple months ago in my last update. And so I'm really believing that that's going to be something significant as well. But I'm continuing to daily go after God again in a fresh way. Even in the beginning of this year, I'm really wanting to start off on the right foot and really believe what he has for me, what he has in store for my community, for my church, for this nation, for America, for my family. And so I'm filled with a lot of hope and faith that actually we're going to walk into this year with victory. And it's not going to be super easy, but we are taking a stand as a body of Christ for what God is doing in our lives and his will to be done. And we are going to walk into it victoriously, and we'll come out of the battle or whatever we're going through and stand tall before our enemies, before anything that comes our way, and stand victoriously. So I believe that's also a word for all of you, is that we'll really see victory as it's been done on the cross already, but we have this claimed victory already, even before we enter into the fire, even before we have yet to see the outcomes. And so I'll pray that over you guys as well. And I'm, again, still so thankful for a whole year of partnership with all of you. And I can't wait for what 2020, for what God brings in 2020. And I really pray that it would be a year of vision, just like what it means to have clear vision, clear eyesight 2020. I hope that 2020 is a decade that is filled with clear vision and direction. And I'm praying for that over my life as well as your guys. So I'm excited and can't wait to see you guys in the next month in the year 2020. So all right, bye.